How's it going, guys? Good to see you. We're going to be playing the Battle of Okinawa here. So for those of you arriving, this is a nice little live stream, and it's going to be Operation Iceberg. For those of you not aware, Operation Iceberg is, of course, the operation that will be the Battle of Okinawa. Now, typically when we play this game, we play it with NATO counters. I prefer NATO counters personally. But this time I'm actually going to go ahead and choose 3D units. I like the way it looks, and I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to look on an actual map. We can also switch back to NATO counters anytime we want. But again, generally I do play with NATO counters. I'm making an exception this one time. Japan prepares to launch kamikaze strikes at Allied shipping off Okinawa. This is really when the Japanese were getting truly desperate, and they pretty much knew they were going to lose. They thought they could at least lose with a little bit of, how can I put this, a little bit of honor, right? So we want to, of course, get on this island, take these positions, and do it quickly. How's it going, Araman? How's it going, Napoleon? Good to see you guys. So first things first, I'm going to start dropping my Marines off, or actually, this could be regular Army. Right now we have Marines. Let's see if it's all Marines. I think it might be. There we go. Dropping off some units there, and we could actually start engaging the Japanese already. But I'm going to hold this turn. I'm not going to attack yet. I'm going to bring these battleships up. Let's bring up the New Mexico and open fire on these fortress areas where the Japanese have some men. And we really do want to try and weaken these areas without getting too close, of course. We also want to be able to drop our infantry off fairly easily. Napoleon says just use numbers, you outnumber them. Alright, we suffered some landing casualties there. I will engage, just because they're pretty weak at 3 there. So I want to see if I can overwhelm them. Got this 7th Marines. And it's considered a Special Forces division, which I didn't realize. Boom. Move the 5th Marines. And there we go, guys. So I believe we've taken or stormed that fortress. Looks like it's pretty much in our hands. Up here we have another location with Japanese guns, etc. And we could go for that, but I really think we're going to basically stick to anything north of Chimu-wan and try to take control of this southern area right here. So I'm going to drop some units over here at Nakodamari. Let's unload. Oh, I thought we'd be able to drop them off. I guess we have to wait a turn or two. And sure enough, got some Japanese right there. I'm immediately going to engage. They're all special regiments, but it should be fairly easy to break through these guys. At least initially. I think their reinforcements are going to be arriving from the south here. Let's drop a few guys here near Naha, the main city. And you can already see this is not going to be such an easy unloading process. We'll fire here at the village of Kakebana. We've also got a U.S. headquarters here. I'm guessing we could probably purchase units, although this is based off a battle, so chances are we get the units already. They already give us what units they want us to use. Let's unload here. So let's see if we could take Gieshima. I'm guessing our men here have the easiest fight because they just have to take this one area, but they also have to try and get over here to Yaitake, and I think that's going to be the toughest area to get into. As you can see, it's sort of a group of bunkers in a mountain range or a hilly area, and that's always tough. Thank you. So Napoleon is saying this is Japanese Special Forces. Yeah, the SF. Although they're not very strong right now. As you can see, we've got some more Japanese over here. Artillery, open fire. Looks like they took cover. Yeah, it's going to be a tough nut to crack. Oh, there we go. We got a tank. Things should be easier now. Actually, no. So I could technically bring one of those battleships up to assist us, but I think for now we'll keep them here. How's it going, bud? Good to see you. You didn't miss much. We just got started. Okay, at least we know where our HQs are. Got an artillery division here, and I believe we can use it. Yes, we can. Right away, 1st Marines Artillery. Now, sometimes the artillery gets a second shot, although I think here we don't necessarily have that. Let's drop some units off to the south here. And we suffered some serious landing casualties there. That's always caused by booby traps, guys. So they definitely have booby trapped this area. Boom. Yeah, we know that, Napoleon. We're going to do everything we can not to lose the general. But I'm not too concerned right now. If that unit attacks him, he's going to be fine. Of course, if somebody comes out of the jungle here, the tropical... it's actually a tropical mountain range. It's the correct term. Over here, then, yeah, we could have problems. And obviously, this tropical mountain range, it's very easy to hide units here. Fog of War applies here big time. So even if they're like 2 or 3 tiles in, we're not going to be able to see anything. Ooh, see? I don't want RHQ there. Getting a little bit closer to the danger zone. And actually, that's our tank. As you can see, we're already starting to see some enemy over here. So I'm going to bring the battleships up for some supporting fire. Yeah, exactly, Rambling Exile. It's it did just start, but it's yeah, it's not the longest day, but pretty damn close. I mean, it was amazing what the Japanese were able to do here at the Battle of Okinawa. Just the resistance they were able to put up. Let's open fire at this guy just because he's closest to our battleships. Nice, we did get a hit. So this is an HQ unit. I'm not going to drop him, or if I do, I'll drop him over here. Okay. Wow, so definitely some defensive artillery here. The Japanese love that defensive artillery in mountain positions. It works out really well for them. Yeah, we're just going to wait there. But a pretty good attack on the 62nd Regiment of the Japanese, the 64th or 62nd. Might send the rest of these guys down to the southern part of the island. Then again, we also have to hit north as well. We've got to basically cover this entire island if we want to win the battle. So I think we'll actually, yeah, we'll head for the south. Let's do it. Get on that island, boys. All right, the rest of these guys I'm sending northwards. We definitely got most of our guys off without much difficulty. That is the important thing. Once we're on the island, you know, we can focus on the fighting. But while we're off, we're just a sitting duck. And even being on this beach, we're pretty much sitting ducks. All right, that regiment will be here next turn. Just making sure I'm not forgetting anybody. And actually, we do have an HQ unit here, or a garrison unit. I'm going to go ahead and boost it to a whole new level in the late war. Yeah, they did. And actually, when we started this, that's the only thing you missed. They discussed that this is when the kamikaze attacks are really at their highest level. The Japanese are basically attacking us off the coast of Okinawa every few minutes with kamikazes. So just imagine, I would rather be on land, actually, in this battle than on a ship. Because, you know, if you're on land, you stand a chance at actually surviving, so you get shot. If you're on a ship and a kamikaze, you know, hits the engine room or anything like that, you're finished. I mean, you are dead. There's just very, very little chance of survival. All right, we're going to turn it over to the Japanese. Here we go, boys and girls. These guys are going to be tough. Surprisingly tough to deal with, I think. Oh, nice. Got some rain. It's obviously going to make landing a bit more difficult for us. Let's see if we can't soften her up. Good work, boys. Charge in there. Some brave Marines there. As long as they don't reinforce, we could potentially take that next turn. Alright, let's start moving inland, guys. Still some more booby traps as we unload here in the north. And I actually like how that happened. We've got an HQ division up there. He's going to be able to sort of control these troops as we push north over here to Yaitake. I'm still not sure if we're going to capture Yaitake with these guys or with those guys that landed on that northernmost island. How's it going, Peter? And hey, ID Jester, how you doing, bud? Thank you, buddy. I don't know about that. Maybe like decent fishermen in the Pacific. Let's drop this guy off. So again, just trying to dislodge the 62nd Regiment here. And I think we can destroy them just with bombardments. Which is exactly what I want. I'm going to get this guy out so that our guy can land. Oh, this is a cruiser. Wait a minute. This is a Marine Special Forces division. Let's unload. Oh, man, they suffered a nasty bit of casualties. Half of their men got taken out. Let's see if we can get some revenge, though, on the 62nd Regiment. Look at the distance that artillery can fire. That's a problem. Good job, boys. And again, these tanks are going to have limited effectiveness in this tropical... I mean, this is a... And I've never heard of this before. A tropical mountain. So we've got a tropical climate going on, as well as a tremendous amount of hill cover. I mean, that is the perfect terrain to ambush people in. The absolute perfect terrain to ambush people in. So we're going to be dealing with that for quite a while. Now that I see that gun and see what a problem it is, I'm thinking we should try and go for maybe a landing here, but I just don't feel like it's going to be successful. We've got some cruisers here, so we're just going to put the pressure on them by firing shots. But I am considering maybe taking some Marines and going on a special mission, aka a suicide mission, to see if we can't get a foothold near this gun. So we got some amphibious artillery here. I think we'll move the cruiser over at least. But I think we definitely need to start heading south fairly soon. In the meantime, I'm going to try and get everybody at the beaches up to speed again. Some of these guys really need to recuperate. Send in the 1st Marines here. Good work, 1st Marines. And we have taken the Cadena Fortress. This is one of the first fortresses causing us problems that we're going to be taking. But I really think we want to grab these guys, wrap around, and push south. We might have to do that. Yeah, I'm sending these guys south, the tank battalion and some of these artillery pieces. Oh, nice. Gonna have a new DLC. Thanks, Peter. It had gotten a DLC before. I just didn't really follow up with it. Especially after all the YouTube stuff. Always afraid to play games like Syrian Warfare. They're very controversial. In comparison even to other strategy games. YouTube did not like Syrian Warfare. Alright, let's reinforce this tank division. Alright, we're pushing inland. Not right yet, but next turn we're absolutely going to push inland. This guy needs reinforcements badly. Can only get 1. So yeah, we're not going to be able to just push reinforcements onto this beach willy-nilly. It's not going to happen like that. But the farther we move inland, the better, because we know that these areas are essentially finally under our control. Oh, man. So we took that base, but they left a little present for us in the form of mines. Let's get our general over here to Nagahama. Be as a staging area. This area seems pretty quiet. I might move the battleship over here to assist with taking out this area here. Sugarloaf Hill specifically. It's a very contested point, and you can see all the Japanese in this area. There's a tremendous amount of them. So this is probably where we have to do. We have to push towards Sugarloaf Hill. It might have been better for us to drop here in the south because they've actually got a nice barrier here. We'll have to wait and see. Got a few more ships we can bring in for some supporting fire. So right now I'm going to try to make them useful and make the enemy scarce. Make sure that we don't have anything else we want to do. Pretty sure that's it. Can always go to next unit just to make sure. Yeah, it's going to be the garrison unit. And I don't even really want to put them on an amphibious transport. I don't believe we can anyway because they are a garrison unit. They're basically made to stay in one place and defend the area. Oh man, the Yamato is sunk by U.S. aircraft while en route to Okinawa. Beautiful. That's very good news. And it looks like the skies are clearing up. So ID Jester just asked a really good question, which is, hey Agrippa, what do you think is the best squad-based tactical game I've played? Yeah, there's so many, man. There's so many. It's a good question. I think in terms of like an action game, probably the Brothers in Arms series. And then I think in terms of a strategy game, I really have to give it to A Company of Heroes, the original one, in terms of squad-based action. I think, yeah, it's just kind of, to me, the cream of the crop, as it were. All right, so what I'm going to do, guys, is try and get these guys to drop behind Sugarloaf Hill. Although putting amphibious artillery out here is kind of weird. The artillerymen are not going to feel safe, obviously. So as you can see there, we damaged the city. We did not damage the actual unit. We damaged the defensive position, which helps, you know. It's not bad, but I was hoping for something better. So we're just going to provide constant supporting fire to our guys as they move down to Sugarloaf Hill. Oh, I don't know about Project Reality. I've never heard of that. If you want to give us some info on it, man, I'll take a look. Nice. If you guys see there's actually some barbed wire here. So this is technically the start of the Japanese defenses. Breaking through this will absolutely give our guys a little bit of motivation. One of the things going for the Marines on this battle is just the unbelievable amount of naval support. You can see how much we're getting here. Let's go, tanks. Nice. Very nice start there. So this area is pretty much totally clear. Everybody's going to have to move south. Not taking any chances. We've also got some fighters as well as some bombers. I'm going to reposition these fighters and bombers to the south as well. And let's move into the jungles towards Shibana. Here in Tsunabe, I will get some reinforcements. From what I could see, the Japanese have pretty much abandoned this area. So yeah, we definitely want to keep pushing south. Then we'll focus on the northern reaches. If we want to, we can even get back in the amphibious transports. But I don't want to do that just yet. I want to bring these two guys up too because they're linked to this HQ right here, Shepard's HQ. Also, if you look on the map, guys, on the bottom of the screen, you can see sort of the amount of land we have versus what we have to take. Sort of like a much smaller version of Japan, the island of Okinawa. Reinforce the 29th Marines. I just want to make sure we've expelled all of our barrages. We really want to try and use as much of our firepower as we can in this battle. We've got to overwhelm them with firepower. Because this island is well defended. Really well defended. I mean, just look at this. They've got Shuri Castle. Sugarloaf Hill, of course, is another point known in this battle for a lot of casualties. And that's just the first line of defense. Then we get to the Chinan Peninsula. That's the second line of defense. And the headquarters cave is behind the third line of defense and the heaviest line of defense. Look at all those fortresses. So this is a tough fight. We're absolutely facing the cream of the crop here of the enemy. And they're attacking us with kamikazes. So yeah, they're still getting some support here at the fortress, some more manpower. We've got to put an end to that. Charge! Nice, we got it, guys. Usugi Pinnacle, it's called. Usugi Pinnacle is now ours. That is great. So that's actually a very important victory point, and we don't have to worry about it now. We could technically get all these guys back on an amphibious craft and send them over here to Yaitake, which is another pretty serious area, but that's definitely good news for the rest of our men. Let's end the turn. 2nd Marine Air Wing starts operating from Yontan Airfield. Awesome. We've got some more support. We could just land in a headquarters cave, but again, we're taking a risk by doing it. We don't know what kind of defenses they have. But that's probably what we'll do with the northern group. And unfortunately, President Roosevelt has passed away. Truman takes over at this point. Both great presidents in my estimation, but always a sad day. This also gave a little boost to the Japanese, thinking like the Americans treated Roosevelt like the emperor, which we didn't, of course, and that maybe this would be a point of surrender. Okay, let's take the bombers. I'm going to push through with the tanks, see if I can't get the 3rd Independent Anti-Tank. Now, for those of you that are World War II buffs, you might be able to answer this. I'm pretty sure that the 3rd Independent is a Korean unit. It's not a Japanese unit, that's for sure. Could be an Indian unit, could be a Korean unit. Again, the Japanese certainly had allies, not always representative of the actual countries themselves, but of people from those countries. So it could definitely be a non-Japanese unit. Let's open fire on it. Let's just kill it. Certainly loyal to the Japanese, but wiping out that gun is going to make me feel a lot safer. We got it down to 1. Good shooting. Beautiful, guys. So Unaha is heavily damaged. That's one of their fortresses. If we can move in there, that'd be great. Although I don't think we're going to be able to unless we want to risk our HQ, and I don't want to do that. So let's start pushing some of our units south. got ambushed there. And I'm thinking maybe we should be focusing our fire exclusively on these guys, because that's going to be the first men that our Marines make contact with. So I think that's what I'll do from now on. Just dropping artillery here in the south with no infantry support. Not the smartest idea. Yeah, everybody's heading south. We just can't, right now we can't send any troops to the north. We're absolutely needed to take that Sugarloaf Hill position. Like I said, I think just the amount of men we're going to lose taking this area is going to be massive. So we've got to send those guys south. We could send a few to the north, but that's mostly going to be the job of this group right here. First, we want to reinforce. We want to get them back to normal strength, and then we want to get them on amphibious transports and back out onto the island. And I'm kind of surprised at the lack of Japanese resistance here in the middle of the island. You know, generally the Japanese offer up some pretty good resistance, you know, within the jungles here. But it looks like they've just totally pulled back and they just are defending the southern approach, which basically means they've decided to put all the troops here and defend it. Makes it a lot harder to take. I think that's it in terms of units, pretty much. It looks like we're going to have to wait a bit, too, for amphibious transport anyway. In the meantime, might as well take those units out, or try to. Oh, man. So that's the Boitai. It's a special forces, a Japanese special forces division. And we can tell, they're fighting pretty ruthlessly. Here we go, guys. Thank you, Eddie Jester. Looks like the start of a good operation. Let's hope so. I don't want to take too much credit because, again, this operation primarily starts, quote-unquote, when we get to the first line of defenses here, which we're just now doing. It's amazing how many defenses the Japanese set up in this area. There's 4 sectors. Here it's 3 sectors, but I'm pretty sure the actual battle, it was 4 different sectors that had to be broken through by the Americans. Very, very tough sectors, too. This one's a very small one. You can see, like, maybe, like, quarter of a kilometer, not even. Let's push through. Oh, yeah, we got an enemy HQ division here, guys. Nice. And that's going to be Fujioka's HQ, the 62nd. Oh, man, imagine if we got to kill Fujioka. Really want to get that other group of tanks in, because if we could take that artillery gun out, it's again one less thing we have to worry about. They're not going to be getting any new artillery guns during this battle, so I'm going to try to kill it. Come on, boys. Again, they get a pretty nice defensive bonus. Let's pull back with the tank. Nice. Unfortunately, we didn't get a hit on the actual artillery, just on the fortress it's in. It does lower the defenses, but doesn't get the intended effect. We're also not seeing all the booby traps left behind by the Japanese during this battle, or the massive kamikaze attacks. Although, as far as I understand, kamikazes were directed at naval targets. I've never heard of a kamikaze targeting land-based infantry, although I'm sure it happened, and it'd be interesting to hear about that experience. We're going to move these guys over here. We need them to take Sugarloaf Hill. Same with the cruisers, so let's bring the Salt Lake City down to the south here. Still no resistance. Chimu's ours. Yeah, getting reinforcements up here is going to be a little difficult. Not the easiest island to get to. And the enemy still holds the port. There we go. Come on, guys. Knock her out. All right, we'll provide some assistance to the to destroy the enemy infantry here. I'm going to try and get every single ship to fire on that unit on Maida Ridge. Is it Maida or Maeda? Maeda. Maida, I think, has to be pronounced like that. If you say Maeda, it almost sounds Spanish. Fire again. Oh, they got tanks, guys. I know it's just a group of Hagos, but in a jungle setting like this and in a defensive position on hills, it's going to be tough to break through that. Man, we threw everything at that artillery unit. We did manage to damage it, but I'm amazed we didn't kill it. Just amazed. Okay. And the turn here in a second. First, get these guys a little bit closer to drop them off. Popular war correspondent Ernie Pyle is killed on Okinawa. Wow. So I actually didn't know about this guy. I'm going to research that after the stream. Easy place to lose your life. We got to get that unit out of there. The one that's on the front lines. The 29th Marines. So we'll pull them back to the city here. Hopefully they can get some R&R. Get back to fighting strength pretty soon. But now the task is to get rid of that arty. Come on. We've damaged that fortress so much. It's going to be tough to take that thing out, man. So you can also see the terrain is unforgivable here. The mountain jungle terrain is tough to move through. So just getting a group of guys over here to the front from even this Kuba area takes 2 or 3 turns, which is, you know, prohibitively expensive for movement. It really is. But, you know, we've got to do what we've got to do. It's just going to take a lot longer to do that. Let's unload this regiment here. First, we'll hit that artillery position, then we'll attack. Nice. Very nice attack there. Just got to get a few more of those. Nice. Things are getting a little easier, but the battle really hasn't even started. I know it sounds cliche, but that's the truth. Nice. Okay, guys, they're down to 1 on that thing. You can tell right now I'm obsessed with destroying it. Just because I know the value. I don't know if our bomber can reach it from here. That was our fighter. Let's try with our bombers. No, unfortunately not. Look at all those guys. I mean, we have so many men attacking here. We can't lose, but it doesn't matter if we win or lose. You know, we know we're going to take that position eventually. All the enemy has to do is hold us at bay until the end. If they can do that, they win automatically. Yeah, let's get rid of that unit. He's annoying. Nice. So now we should be able to not only turn into transports, but we should be able to reinforce these guys fairly well. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. The 307 just got some reinforcements. Let's get some reinforcements here to the tank regiments. You can see there I'm being a little more careful with these towns because we're getting closer to that northern position. They're going to have defenses here eventually. That's for sure. Just don't really know where they begin. They're really nicely dug in. All right. So yeah, just reinforcement going on. They've got a few artillery guns, but nothing compared to what we have in terms of firepower. Of course, they've got them on actual hills, and, you know, basically they can use that to aim down directly at our infantry, so they do have an advantage. Nice. That's what you get for attempting a counterattack. Okay, suicidal counterattacks are not going to work well for the enemy here. But they're certainly going to try them as much as possible. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed what we've done so far. No, I don't want to end the turn. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and I will complete this on a future stream. Again, I hope you guys enjoy it. It's not too long of a campaign, all things considered, so we should probably be able to complete it in 2 or 3 streams completely, and hopefully come out of this with a victory. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey, Eric, how you doing, bud? This will be uploaded very soon, Eric, so if you want to take a look at it, you'll be able to watch from there. We played 40 minutes of Okinawa. I think we got off to a pretty good start, actually, but there's a lot of work to be done. We're just approaching Sugarloaf Hill, and I think that's going to be where the crux of the fighting is. Alright, guys, I had to make you guys endure one more ad, and we're going to get out of here. But definitely one I want to complete. Just a lot of fun.